So a very warm welcome to the Made in China podcast. Today we are once again in Damian's office with a beautiful view of the Oriental Pearl Tower. And we are very happy to be here with Jean-Yves Lu. I'm very sorry for my French. I never had French in school, but I hope it's right. He is the founder and CEO of Epermarket. And Epermarket is quite a name here in Shanghai. It's a very famous supermarket, or maybe you have to correct me if it's wrong, but we will talk about the business that you're doing later, and we are very happy to have you here, Jean-Yves.
Thank you for this invitation. Yes, we are Epermarket. We are online grocery or supermarket, you can consider. So the business model is in fact, a normal supermarket. However, we have different windows to sell such product online.
Perfect. Yeah, Johnny, very warm welcome from my side as well. And before we get into the juicy content, Thomas and we have 3 quick questions to you. And the first one is, which season or month do you like the most and why?
Which season? Wow. It's a good question. I think as all Chinese people and expat living in China, the best season I like here is autumn and the spring. Best period for some outside activities such as barbecue or best period to receive friends.
That's very true. This is the season we are having right now, and I'm also very happy about it. Question number 2. Which 3 items would you take with you to a deserted island if you would be alone on an island and just had 3 items to take with you?
I will say water. In fact, with my professional basis, so I will take some essential product.
Wine.
So,
for French, it's wine, right?
Alcohol is necessary because if you are alone, you need some energy to survive. But essentially, water, yes, and some product, for example, chocolate, etc. So some product for survive and some product for pleasure. So we need that.
Perfect. And is there a new language you would love to learn?
Wow. New languages, so many new languages at my age. I think personally, I will have the pleasure to learn Japanese. It's a culture and languages I like. Yes, so on top of French, but it's too late for me.
It's never too late. It's never too late. So, Jean-Yves, you already talked about Epermarket a little bit, but the first real question would be, can you introduce yourself to our audience for those who don't know you yet?
Yes, I'm Chinese. I'm born in Beijing, and I left China at 17 years old to join France. There, I make all my education and professional experience. Then 2 years in U.S. before coming back to Shanghai. So it's quite so in which I stay in my life 17 years first in China, 17 years in France, and another 17 years, more than 17 years since in Shanghai.
Wow, that's an interesting story. From Beijing to France, from France to Shanghai. And we also have a French concession in Shanghai you might like. And yes, you are the founder and the CEO of Epermarket, a supermarket which is very familiar to many of us in Shanghai. What was the original idea behind starting your company in 2011, 2012?
The idea to create Epermarket was 2 reasons. Mainly, when I come back with expat contract, etc., come back to Shanghai, to China, generally speaking, with our first daughter, who had 3 years old. Now she's living in Canada. I think first concern is was the safety of the product. We want to take care. And on another way, all the product selection we can find in Shanghai was limited from my point of view. So at that moment, the idea to create Epermarket.
Yeah, that's very interesting because I was the first time in Shanghai in 2007. And at that time, getting a good coffee was even a problem. So yeah, it was it's a big difference to what we get now. And I guess you are part of it, and a lot of people see you as a role model. We have also a lot of entrepreneurs listening to our podcast, so they also like to hear the stories of other entrepreneurs and founders. So could you share how you built Epermarket from the ground up? It starts with an idea. A lot of people have ideas, but then really taking off takes a lot more. It takes money most of the time. And how did you do it? Were you like external funded, or did you follow an organic path, use your own money, or how did it work?
The creation of Epermarket in the beginning, in fact, we because I was working for more than 17 years in the big industrial companies. The first thing we did is looking to get ISO 9001 certification. At that period, that moment, it was not easy even, and we discussed with several certification office in China, existing in China, and finally we did our first certification with TUE, German company, because other certification office, they don't have any experience to qualified online e-commerce company to do that. So once we get this certification, we discovered by surprise, because for me, for industrial point of view, it's a basic or a standard certification we should get. However, after that, we discovered we were the first e-commerce shop, even before some huge company such as Alibaba, etc. So it was first e-commerce shop we are certified, because for me the traceability and the safety is the first concern for food industry.
Yeah, and then you basically thought, hey, I have a young daughter. Food safety is important. There's not a lot of options yet in Shanghai, so you need to do it yourself, right? So how did it come across? Did you have experience in the online business or in the supermarket business before you founded Epermarket, or do you have a co-founder? How did that happen?
Yes, we are a team, firstly, and I funded that with some friend first and also a partner. And financially speaking, yes, this was an adventure of myself, my decision to launch that operation, and with a chance. So I'm accompanied with professional people. At that moment, we have in our team some German people, some French people who are working in Carrefour, in Metro, etc. So I would say it's a team's work, yeah, for the creation. Nothing was easy. It was 20. It was a team at that moment with 24 people in the company. So today we are still very small, 300 people working in Epermarket.
Yeah, 300 people is not small. You don't have to be humble. Yeah, I mean, compared to Alibaba, it might be small, but yeah, it's really interesting. And also the supermarket, the grocery market is a really dynamic market, right? Because
yes,
we see the tastes of customers changing over time.
Yes.
Nowadays, Chinese people eat other stuff or different stuff they did 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Because I went to a wine tour last time, and so many people there in Ningxia, and the Chinese wine is quite decent right now. Like it starts to develop, and a lot of new tastes come up, new groceries come up. And also in the Western markets, we're now seeing a strong momentum in categories like alcohol-free beverages,
Yes,
and also alcohol-free alcohols, right? So from your perspective, what are some of the bigger food beverage trends emerging in China right now or in the last 3 years, and how are these behaviors changing the customers and their needs?
You're right. I think globally in 20 years, even in last 10 years, thanks to some big platform as Alibaba, Tmall, etc., the Chinese population know better and better with international food product. That's true. You take example about wine. Yes, so much wine now made good quality, made in China as well. However, what we consider there are still a lot of windows in which Epermarket can contribute on that, and we are proud for example, today we have 8,000 products from 60 coming from 60 countries, and beverage without alcohol. We had this product already 7 years ago. Such products. So we were the first, and we try to be first e-commerce company who launched such new concept, not limited on such product, but also, for example, we have 300 cheeses, which is not easy and unique today in China, and we have other in other categories of product. We try to bring the tendency or brand to be first to bring such new concept about product in China.
Wow. I mean, this is very forward thinking, having already non-alcohol or alcohol-free wine and spirits 6 years ago. Congrats.
And you have some whiskey as well without alcohol.
Exactly. You are selling this?
Yes.
Oh, crazy. That is
not easy, and we make some a lot of efforts on the education or to promote such kind of new concept in China.
Yeah, that's must be pretty difficult to also to cater to such a wide variety of customers, right? You said more than 8,000 products from 60 different countries. How do you make sure that you meet the diverse expectations of your customers in terms of food and service and quality?
We have an international team, in-house team, composed by people from Italy, France, UK, etc., Holland, and they're working hardly and professionally, hopefully, to make the sourcing of not only of imported food, but also a new concept, food concept. That's one part. And on the other side is we do about 500 events per year, essentially with a private school, some bank, and a different compound, in which is our targeted audience. So we do a lot of offline events and to make a tasting experience together with our potential audience.
So, and also you already mentioned it, you have offline and online stores. You were the first e-commerce supermarket here in Shanghai. Can you tell us a little bit more about this concept? Like, how is your business model? How much percentage is the online sales? How much percentage is the offline sales? How many stores do we have offline in Shanghai?
Today, we just start to do some offline store. It's quite a new concept, and we plan in 2 coming years to establish about 10 to 15. But once again, it's we said convenience store, so in which we plan for 100 to 400 meters square. That is a new concept. So for time being, I will say 95% of turnover is realized online.
And on which platforms online?
No, our concept is quite different. So we have our app. We have our internally that's difference compared to Alibaba, Jingdong, etc. They are a platform. We are e-commerce. We are online supermarket. That means the difference is we have product selection, product quality control on the reception of goods. That's in which we are engaged for the safety reason. We check before making a selection of product. We check their ingredients, etc. So day-to-day on a day-to-day basis, we receive that could make some control on the quality, on the some specification based on Chinese regulation, but also on top of that, we have internal procedure for the reception. So I can take some example as, for example, for beef with clearly the percentage fat, etc. We have that specification. So we insist to do this business in which it's not a platform who offer whatever the choice. So we make a pre-selection for the needs of our customers. That's different. So we receive the goods, we stock them, we check the quality. That is something very different business model.
Okay, so you have your own app or you use a WeChat mini app?
We have all. We have PC version, mobile, app, H5, etc. We have in-house IT team. Alibaba is a big company I respect totally. So the difference completely is one, they are focused on the traffic and the offers. So we make the choice and the selection, quality, etc. for our customers. And we deliver. We have our own logistic team to deliver to the door. So we make all the process ourselves. We have the control on that. And also compared to such a huge company, we want to have some specialization. For example, we have 8,000 imported product in which we are one of the leaders in China. And also in different segmentation of product, for example, organic, we have more than 600 product. So we are leader. For vegan product, we have more than 300. So we're focused in terms of product selection. We're focused on some segmentation to be specialized. And compared to big company to make a large choice to their customers as well. So it's a very different business model.
Very, very interesting. I remember a couple of years ago, Aldi, the German supermarket, which are also now in Shanghai and a couple of cities now, they used to have a Tmall store.
Yes,
but then right?
Yeah.
And then they closed it again. So now they're not on Tmall anymore, but we can find them, I think, on Erlema, right, on these apps. Yes. Or if we look at Metro, right, the other German company, I think they're doing okay on like Douyin, on the TikTok in China. Yeah, how do you see these platforms? Is it rather a competition, or could it also be a partner that you could open an Epermarket store on Douyin or Erlema or Tmall?
No, I think it's not a competition at all. All this business model contributes somewhere on the imported food in which we are focused as well. So, and thanks to that market acquisition, on the majority of Chinese is for the big population. They make a great job for the education, etc. And our vocation or our focus is on just a part of Chinese population in which they have their education in different countries. They know about different food culture. They are familiar with. They travel a lot. That is a part of population we are focused. So it's very different. But I think everybody in their level, we are working in a small level and working on the same direction is for the promotion and the diversity of the food culture.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And one thing that you are hearing a lot from a lot of different people these days is 经济不好, like the economy is not so good. And you're working on the ground and you see the direct picture. So we would be interested from your point of view. What is the reality on the ground? Do you see this as a good climate for running a premium grocery business, or how is like consumer confidence in your eyes?
Yeah, the economical situation or another word is consumption is reduced is what we can discuss on that. Firstly, I think there are a lot of conversion from offline to online. That is or due to the big investments from huge companies such as Alibaba, etc. I think we are not really feel that by our audience. We're not impacted so much by that. I think this a global situation for mass Chinese population. Yes, I will say in our business, it's challenging. People are more exigent and they have more choice in terms of platform to buy. And they have RD, good store, Sam's, etc. as a choice for good quality product. And for us, our concept says we should be more and more specialized and to be leader on our specialization. That is the objective we want to do, to be different.
Yeah, you're right. You said the offline markets are particularly challenging. Online is getting stronger. We see a couple of offline businesses not doing too well, like what was it? I think City Super or something. But then we have also very good examples. You mentioned Sam's Club or Costco. I hear and feel that Sam's Club is really doing particularly well, right? So nowadays, which concepts do you see succeeding and why? And which concepts do you maybe not believe in anymore offline?
Challenging question. Another tendency we can, from my point of view, we can see is the Waimai is becoming, is somewhere we can consider as a competition for food because people buy dishes directly more and more in big city of Shanghai. The secondary city is the situation is completely different. People still cuisine at home, cook at home. And in big city, due to the, pressures for working, etc., and huge investment from Olema, Meituan, etc. So the consumption attitude is changing. It's become challenging for food industries such as Sam's, you mentioned, or even for us. And it's up to our retailer business is to create more and more, we will say, scenario to create the sales scenario and cooking experience. So it's on that way we are working. We make a lot of efforts on that and to make the testing and testing. For example, every month we propose one kind of a product. Last month it was beef. So we make different beef of the world to make we call the test of experience to our audience, our customers, but also during all the offline events, we share that period, that experience to make people ready to cook such product. Next month will be coffee. We bring about 8 coffee from different origin and make that together to make a tray. Whatever we want to create such experience and atmosphere to appreciate a good, nice product on offline experience. I think that part is quite challenging for us, but interesting for the market, even for the population. So I think the young population are ready to make such experience. Ready to eat, one side, but experience for cooking. That part will be existing. The both business model, I think, will exist.
Yeah, very interesting. And also, you were also already talking about the logistics. I mean, products, the quality of product is very important. You have 8,000 products and you have your own quality control, a state quality control. But especially for online business, the logistics is very, very important. So how do you do this logistic? Do you do it in-house or do you do it with partners? And how can you guarantee that the products arrive fresh and in the state you want them to be?
Okay, a good question. We have our in-house logistic team in which we cover some cities as Shanghai, Hangzhou, Suzhou, Shenzhen, Guangzhou as well. So directly by our own logistic team, in which, good question, how to keep freshness. That is one of the reasons we want to create our own logistic team. So we make about 40 tests during the year to keep for the freshness. For me, is firstly the internal process to, for example, we engaged for fresh beef, fresh salmon. Firstly, on a professional point of view, that product, they are all, we select, never frozen. So it's completely different. And we sell, for example, for fresh beef, only 1 day to keep the freshness. That's the engagement and commitment we have vis-a-vis to our customers first. And then we make about 40 tests during the year, different period of year, to make, for example, during 4 hours or 6 hours. That is a test we made internally to keep the temperature variation behind 2 degrees. Something like that. So I think in the market it's quite different than Ele.me or such third-party deliveries. And for other cities in China, we're working with Shunfeng for other city in China.
Yeah, very, very interesting. And you mentioned earlier that you also have organic, plant-based, so vegetarian, vegan food options. And I remember a couple of years ago, companies like Beyond Meat, yeah, they went into the market where now they went out again. I think they haven't been so successful. But how do you see the demand for organic, plant-based or eco-friendly products evolving in China? Because many times we hear, at least Thomas and I, right, when we talk to brands, that the whole of the sustainability aspect, right, in China with the Chinese consumers is not yet as big as it is in Western countries.
Right. Taking example of organic, quite successful concept in China, accepted by a part of Chinese population. We can see 10 years before, even 20 years before, organic was something not still popular in China. Now we can see a huge percentage of market share, very good, well accepted by Chinese population. Plant-based, you mentioned some company we work closely. And plant-based, I think, first of all, it's education. We have some difficulties even because lots of our supplier on such product, they are in difficulties. And sometimes we can represent about 60 to 70 of their production. So it's very small. But it's something we believe, we insist to do. For me, it's a promotional campaign during years and years to have acceptance, access for the population. It's not. And eco-friendly, yes, we insist also on this concept. People accept that concept. However, compared to organic, now people is ready to pay for the extra cost. And for eco-friendly, for my point of view, people getting is known better and better on this concept. Support on the concept, but still need time to support financially to pay the difference for that concept. We need maybe 5, 6 years, 5 or 10 years, people can evaluate it on that.
Yeah, that's a very good keyword, 5 or 10 years, because this also would be our last question. As a CEO, founder, as an entrepreneur, you also always have to be a visionary, right? So, and you very obviously have a vision for what to do in the next 10 years. If you think ahead in the year 2035, where will be Epermarket here, and what role will it play in the daily life of us here living in Shanghai?
I'm quite confident. I think people, and especially young generation, they are traveling more and more in the world. They're ready to pay some more and more on the specialized companies such as us, and they are ready to pay for the extra cost on the safety, on the care quality. There are always the window for a player as us, as Aldi, as Sam's, who focused on their segmentation, on their business. So we will continue to do our specialization in terms of product selection and quality insurance, etc. So I think whatever the market will evaluate it, I think there are more and more people were ready to go for such kind of retailer.
Yeah, that's very good. And I'm one of the people who is eating delivery most of the time here in Shanghai because it's very convenient and cheap and busy. But after hearing your insights and especially the things about quality control, I think it will be a good thing to change this habit to start cooking again. What do you think, Damian?
Yeah, of course, my wife would be happy if I would be cooking sometimes at home. But no, it's very, very interesting how you run your business. Absolutely admirable. And it's not the last time that I purchased on Epermarket. That's for sure.
Thank you so much for the insight, Jean-Yves.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you very much for being here, and hope to see you soon again.
Thank you.